Hi there, Libra. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general angel reading for the week of March 21st through 27th of 2022. So these cards are a little bit like they're sliding all over the place just now, but they will be exactly what we need. Okay, so, oh, hang on, there we go. So are you enjoying spring so far? That seems to be part of the main topic that is coming to mind at this moment, brought by your angels. So they're talking about spring, they're talking about cleaning, they're talking about refresh, a refresh of really, wow, life. Not just certain, cleaning closets. They're talking about your life, refreshing that and letting new things grow is what they're saying. Okay, see how that resonates. Okay, so let's get into your cards and see what these messages have to say to you. Yeah, bright future. Stop worrying, everything's going to be fine. Especially when you take those bright steps. Like look at that card. The beautiful colors, and like there's nothing dark there whatsoever. It is sunny and bright and hopeful, and but there are steps that have to be taken to get you there. And so that, like what they were just saying before we started the actual reading, about doing the things to refresh your life, and that is what makes it so bright. Okay, so for some of you, it is actually, cleaning. Wash the walls. Get all the dust out of the corners. It is spring cleaning time. Do it. It is, some of it can be hard work. And so you get somebody to help you. I'm just being shown bookshelves where everything is being taken off of them. Everything that was on them is being washed. The shelves themselves are being washed, pulled out, all the stuff behind cleaned, right into the corners, and then perhaps putting them in a different spot and putting maybe different things on those shelves. That's completely a change, a new direction, a new thing. And it's very bright and it smells nice. Okay. Now, they're saying like there's a lot of that to be done. So to start with, you will have to prioritize which is the most important part there to do. This is to do with your whole life. You've been doing the inconsequential little things because they're easy. It's time to get to the important things. You need to do that because it's like it's stopping everything else from going forward. So sit down with yourself and be really honest and have no distractions, no noise, no nothing going on, and acknowledge to yourself what the important things are and do those first. Okay, it's easy for you. It feels like right now it's easy for you to want to just kind of turn a blind eye. Like you want to stick your head in the sand, and you've been doing that very successfully for a long time, I think. But things are really coming to a head now that you can't turn a blind eye anymore. You have to deal with this. You have to deal with this. Your whole life depends upon it. Okay, so big changes here for you. Really worth it. Really worth it. Okay, yeah, and so for some of it, you will have to take a leap of faith. It'll feel like a big risk, but your angels are just showing me that like they're building the supports under you as you take the leap. Right? They've got you. you can't ruin it. There's nothing that can be ruined by taking this risk. You need to keep your sanity and to enable your own inner growth. Right? So it's kind of scary. It's definitely a thing that, that you're going like, oh my God, this is so scary. So there's a quote that they're showing me. Anais Nin, I think, is the author or whatever of this quote. And the day came when the risk to remain tightly in the bud was bigger than the risk to blossom. Something like that. So it's your time. Yes, it's a risk to blossom, but it's more of a risk not to. Yeah, go after it. Go after it. You will be so glad you did. Man, you'll be so glad. You'll wonder why. It's like they're just giving me this sensation of my heart being, kind of encased in not a cage, but a crust, a hard outer shell. And by doing this, it breaks that hard outer shell and it just falls away. And now it can be big and beat and exciting and full life. It's like you've been living half life. Now it's time for the full thing, the whole meal deal. Okay, all right. So if you need help with that, ask your angels and notice what you hear. Clairaudience. Notice what you hear. So the messages, I'm being told that a lot of you use your hearing sense. And that's how you get a lot of your messages from your angels. Use that sense. For some of you, for some of you, it is the opposite, that you have not been using your hearing and they want you to, because there's some big things that you've been missing because of your hearing. So get like an energy clearing, get a practitioner to clear all of your chakras, all your whole energy field, to line everything up again, to zing up the vibrations. Get somebody to do that for you. Don't do it yourself. You've been doing that. It's not been very effective. It's like you're faking it. So make sure somebody else does it and that you're receptive in the moment, right? And then be prepared to hear all your messages. It's time. It's like you've been closing your ears for a long time, but now you've got to do this. And you'll wish that you'd have done it a long time ago. Okay, all right. So here we have both these last two cards. I'm pretty sure that the topic is the same as each other. So it says creative writing. They're not, for some of you, they probably are talking about, storytelling, that kind of writing a book. Creative meaning that it's usually fiction, right? And so some of you, you are doing that and you want to do that more. And so definitely do that. This is a great avenue for you and you enjoy it. And the people who read your books enjoy it. Your stories, feels like short stories maybe for some of you. And so definitely keep doing that because it's so awesome. For some of you, this is journaling. It's not necessarily creative writing. It's journaling. It's getting clear. It's making lists. It's identifying what the thing is and writing it down. Right? So all this, what they've been talking about so far, prioritizing and getting off your butt and taking the steps and doing the things, breaking your heart free, all that stuff, get clear on that and write it all down. And the focused intention is what's going to bring about what you want. So when you focus on what you want rather than on what is, that's how you create your new future. That is one of the steps. This, writing it down, taking the leap of faith, like those are all the steps that you need to do to get you where you want to go. You're the one in charge. And so this is one of the best ways that you're going to find to accomplish what it is you want. In your mind's eye, really imagine your best life. Throw out everything that's current. You know, maybe you're in your house just because you moved there a long time ago and you just haven't bothered to ever do anything different. Maybe you're in your same job for the same reason. You've just never changed that. Maybe the clothing that you wear is kind of a habit for you, that style. Like the food you eat. It's because you haven't bothered to look at what other options are and whether you'd like those better. So when you throw out that whole thing and you use your pen and paper and you get down and dirty with yourself on the inside and you say, what do I want? How do you want to feel? Who do you want around you? Where do you want to live? What kind of furniture do you want? How comfortable do you want to be in your clothes? All those things. Get really clear on all those intentions and really focus on them. And that will guide you. That's what you need. Okay? All right, so we have the daily guidance cards. And we'll ask for one last bit of wisdom here. There it is. Yeah, opportunity to forgive. Okay, so it feels like this is part of, at least part of, what has been holding you back from taking these action steps or from making the changes, right? Start with yourself. Forgive yourself for anything and everything in your whole life. You were doing your best, and you know you were doing your best. Even the times you're blaming yourself for things, look deeper into that. Could you have done any different? The way you were at that time? So forgive yourself and mean it. Cut cords with those events. And then move on to the people in your life that you feel a need to forgive. And cut cords with them and truly forgive them. If you can't fully, then do what you can and cut cords and forgive again later. And again later. And again tomorrow. And every time you think about that until it's full and finished. And that will really help you move forward. Okay. Libra, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you very much. And I love you. And I will see you next week.